Hello everyone, Spike Games here, back with some more Magic Arena content. I had a little bit of a misfire on my previous video. The Arena client just decided to stop working. So that video is not getting uploaded, which is pretty sad. But to reiterate what I already said in that video, we are really close to the end of the season for Arena. And that means we're going to try and make a push for top 1,000. The way it works is, I'm updating my spreadsheet from that game I lost in the last video, but the way it works is once you hit Mythic, you can't get out of Mythic, because that's how Mythic works. That's how all the tiers work, actually. And so you are either ranked within Mythic. Oh, by the way, this is the deck we're going to be playing. It's Feather Aggro. I just need to be able to get games in pretty quickly. So we're going to play Aggro. It's got some M20 stuff in the sideboard like Fry. It's got Aurelia in the sideboard. It's got all the usual suspects here, minus Krenko, because I don't think he's very good. That's the deck, yeah. And so the way it works is you're either ranked in Mythic or you're a percentage to the top 1,200. That's usually how it works, I think, at least as far as I'm aware. So we're currently 88%, so we're like within striking distance of the top 1,000. And I figure might as well give it a shot to qualify. Yeah, and if you end up in the top 1,000, you get an invite to the qualifying weekend, which is sometime in August. And the qualifying weekend, you have to do incredibly well. I think you have to win 10 before you lose 2 on the first day, and then 5 before you win 2 on the second day. And if you do all of that, you get an invite to the Pro Tour. So we're going to try it. I don't know that I'm even going to be able to get to the top 1,000, but we'll see. Basically, I have tonight and tomorrow night to do this. This hand is not great, but fine. I mean, we have a 2-drop threat that is fairly hard to get rid of, so I felt comfortable keeping it. Boros Feather really relies on having creatures on the board for a lot of its spells, so if you don't have any creatures on the board, it's very sad. But this creature is very hard to remove because it can get indestructible. Opponent's on Reanimator. Ugh. I hate this deck. It uses this guy and just like steals all your stuff. It's really annoying. We're just gonna go big and try and kill our opponent before he can do all the shenanigans. Yeah, this deck has come, both the Dimir and the Sultai versions of this deck have become more popular recently, and I think it's because they're pretty good against the Bant Scapeshift deck that Luis Scott Vargas won the Denver Grand Prix with, which that deck is busted. I've played it a little bit too, and it's just, it's quite silly. It feels like the metagame is adapting to it, so I don't think it's as busted as it was when 4 of the top 8 in that Pro Tour were on that deck, but I don't know. It's just, it feels like it goes bigger than every other deck in Standard by like a good bit. You know, you can create like 40 zombies with the Scapeshift Field of the Dead combo. And because you have little Teferi, the 3-mana Teferi, you can do it at instant speed. Because that's fair. So at the end of their turn, and they can't counter it because you have Teferi on board. So the idea is you drop Teferi, you pass. At the end of their turn, you Scapeshift 8 lands away at least, or more, and put some Fields of the Dead down. And it works the same way as the Scapeshift Valakut deck does in Modern. So all the lands come down, they all see each other, and if you Scapeshift with 8 lands, you end up with 16 zombies, and then you swing for 32 on the next turn. Basically how that goes, and there are very few decks who can block 16 zombies, 32 damage coming at them with haste effectively. And then it also runs Hydroid Crises and stuff like that as backup win cons, so This is a weird deck our opponent's on. It's like Sultai Vampires or something with also manipulation stuff. Yeah, seems pretty unfocused, so I think we should probably just get rid of this guy and swing for a bunch, try and kill our opponent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9. Not quite enough to kill. Alright, that's Feather Aggro for you. Sometimes you just kill them. Alright, so against this deck, what do we want? We want... So they're Sultai. They're probably not running Teferis. So we don't really need Fry. That's the main target for Fry, honestly. I think we do want to do the go bigger strategy, though. So I think we want the removal and Aurelia. The question is, do we want Tajik or Gideon? I don't think we do. What do we take out? I think we want to take out maybe just Defiant Strikes and the Sheltering Light. It's usually my go-to. Those feel the weakest to me. Defiant Strike is admittedly pretty good when you have Feather down, but if you have Feather down and you're resolving spells, you're already winning. So the extra card draw feels kind of win more from that combat trick, and it's only +1/+0, so it doesn't actually really help your creatures except for the Legionnaire, I guess, but I haven't really found it good enough. This hand is slow, but I think we're going to keep it because we have interaction early. And then we have Aurelia, which I've seen people just scoop to Aurelia. Like you play her and they're like, oh, well, can't deal with that. She's just got so much stuff going on. Stitcher's Supplier, you say. Okay. Well, we don't need to shock that, so we're going to play this tapped, I think. Palaka Worm is really scary. That's some sideboard tech from this deck for sure. Okay, they're doing the things and drawing the cards. And we don't have a 2-drop. Which is slightly unnerving. Because they have this Palaka Worm chilling in their graveyard. Okay, we're gonna take one again, that's fine. If we shock, the reason we're not shocking this for reference is because they mill 3 more when we shock it. So it doesn't feel worth it. Although with all these charter courses, I don't know, man. Maybe we should have just shocked it. Who knows? I think we're gonna Feather here. Yeah. They might just have the removal, but if they don't, we can start going off. The other option was War Boss, of course, which would have put more pressure on them, I suppose, but it's the thing where War Boss puts on more pressure right now, but I think Feather puts on more pressure overall. Because you get to start rebuying all of your combat tricks. Yeah, there comes Palaka Worm. It's your boy. Alright. Luckily, we have Aurelia on 4, which means we get to attack for 5 vigilance in the air. And we're going to get hit for 7, which stinks. And it has trample too, huh? Yeah, I don't really know how we're going to deal with this guy. Jeez. There's 3 reanimator guys in his graveyard. I guess just 2 now. Yeah, he's gonna steal our Aurelia. This is rough. This deck's cool. This deck's very cool. I wonder how good it actually is. I think we're going to concede to that. That's pretty strong. Okay. I think I'm pretty happy with our sideboard plan. I don't think we need anything else. I'm going to try it again. We just need to hope we get out to a faster start than they do. That was a really good start from them. They milled immediately what they needed with their Stitcher supplier, and then they immediately reanimated it as soon as they could. So it was rough. The thing with Feather, though, is like if we had double Reckless Rage, we could have gotten out of that. Feather just has so much reach with its creature kill. Oh, another slow hand. I'm gonna keep it. This is a risky keep. I just really don't like mulliganing. Maybe that's a play flaw that I have, but... Opponent mulligans. Okay. Okay, we're gonna play the plains first, so our clifftop comes in untapped. Not really super important, but Stitcher supplier turn 1 again. All right. You know what? I'm lava coiling that boy. You don't get the second mill. How you feel about that, opponent? He did mill one good thing though. Ooh, that's not good. That's very not good. Well, we needed a land there pretty badly. Yeah, we'll get poked by Fibblethip, that's fine. Yeah, there's our land. Great. Alright, here's a war boss. Do you have a counter spell? Let's see it. Yeah, I don't think this deck runs counter spells. They do run removal spells though, which they're about to use on us. Yeah, that's rough. This hand was pretty threat light. It was a sketchy keep. Opponent's deck is cool. I kind of like it. This is my problem though. Every time I see a cool deck, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna build that one. Alright, well, that doesn't help us right now. I think we're just gonna get rid of Fibblethip. I know it doesn't actually die, but it goes away, at least. There's our tap lands hurting us. We could have Aurelia'd that turn. Okay, opponent gets a thing. Hopefully he doesn't mill something crazy. Probably he will. Get a Palaka Worm or something. Then we are sad. Although, we can Aurelia. Oh, okay, well, he's just gonna take our land, I see. That's rude. Fine, here's a feather. That was rough. Stealing our lands. Jeez. Oh, Yark. Yikes, dude. Yep. He gets a Yark. That's pretty bad. We will exile it though, which is pretty good. This thing is the guy from Stranger Things, like straight up. The Demogorgon. Like, actually, though. Alright. We're going to get rid of both of his creatures this turn. Just kind of shows you how crazy this deck is that we're still actually in this game after all of the things our opponent's stolen and done. Just get our removal spell right back. That's cool. Yeah, but they get to steal our feather now, which is not my favorite. We'll kill it. The thing with this thing is it just takes it forever. Like, oh my gosh. Is that all 4 of his guys? It's just 3 of them, I guess, but jeez. I think we die now. Let's see how we get around that. Yep. GG. That deck is fun. It's like Sultai Yoink. Really, it's Sultai Reanimator. We'll call it that. In our spreadsheet here. It's pretty sad. I don't know that we're going to be able to make it. Better luck next season, I suppose. We probably need something like 15 or 16 wins in a row to get there from 87%. And that's certainly not happening. So it's probably closer to 20 or 25 games with a very high win rate to get there. I just don't know that we have enough time. I gotta go to work. So I'm an adult. It's definitely a mulligan. This is a slow hand, but we're gonna keep it. And we're gonna throw back Sheltering Light, and we're gonna cry about it. Basically, how that's gonna work. Yep. And play one of these tapped, so we don't have shock in hand. Yeah, that Sultai Blood for Bones deck is pretty neat. I wonder if I have all the cards for it. Here I go again, not being able to stay focused on one deck. Opponent doesn't seem to be here. I'll take some free wins, no worries. Oh, they're there. Player guy. And is on Scape Shift. Fun, fun, fun. How will we die today? Cat. Is the opponent just playing with his cat? Like, what are you doing? Play Magic. We're not playing any of our cards yet because I'm hoping to draw Feather and then we can recur them. It just isn't really that worth it to play Defiant Strike. Although Defiant Strike, flashback Defiant Strike might be worth it, we'll see. Alright, well, we'll do this. And then we'll do this. I'm to 14. We're not really drawing any of our gas is the problem. Although, like, what the heck does our opponent have in their hand? They have a full grip and they're playing Scapeshift. Like, what's the dealio? Ah, maybe they're actually not on Scapeshift. That would be a wild change. We can kill that though, which is nice. It seems like they're maybe just on Scapeshift, but also have Cavalier of Thorns, which is an interesting tech, I suppose. Yeah, so we can Reckless Rage, flashback Reckless Rage to kill that guy. Is what we're gonna do. I get this guy and this guy. Kill their Cavalier. They get something on top. Probably a Crisis. No. Interesting. A Growth Spiral. Probably means they have Scapeshift in hand and they're just needing to get to 8 lands to get 16 zombies and kill us, but you know, we can hope that we'll kill them faster than that. Yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen. They're on 6 lands, they'll play a land, they'll grow Spiral, they'll play a land, they'll Scapeshift, they'll have 16 zombies. Rip in pieces. Yep. Here comes the Scapeshift. Oh, just time wipe, no big deal. I could have made my guy indestructible, that was really bad. Yeesh. We're tilting a little bit, boys and girls. If they don't find Scapeshift here, I'm very surprised. In fact, let's concede. Okay. In this matchup, shocks don't matter, so we'll take those out. Reckless Rages were helpful, we'll keep those in. We'll put Aurelia in, we'll put in Fry for the Teferi, we'll put in Prison Realm for the Teferi, we'll put in Gideons because they're hard to deal with, we'll take out Sheltering Light and a Reckless Rage and a couple Defiant Strikes. Okay. Part of me just thinks I should play Scapeshift, but it's just so boring after you've played it a couple times. You're like, oh, please don't kill me, please don't kill me. Here's 30 zombies, I win. You're like, okay. And this is a Mulda 5, which is very sad. As far as Mulda 5s go, that's actually pretty good though. We'll see if we can get there. Opponent is in the tank about their first land drop. The fact that banned Scapeshift is in the meta is also sort of annoying because it's so meta warping. Like, if you can't deal with that deck, it's just an auto loss. Which I guess could be said for every deck, but it feels more pronounced with this deck because it just feels really bad when you're winning the game, and then suddenly they have 16 zombies. And you're like, well, I suppose you can do that. They just kill from such a different axis than all the other decks in Standard. Which is pretty annoying. Such a good card. The tempo of Teferi is so strong. Oh my god, and he gets a land too. Ugh. We can't even play our feather again, we have to get rid of Teferi.
This is hardly my worst defeat.
Gideon's okay. We're just not fast enough. They're gonna Scapeshift kill us. Yep, here comes zombies. I don't see how we win this game, to be honest. Yeah, it might be a bit premature, but I'm just gonna scoop. This isn't going so well. Okay. How are we doing for time? Yeah, we'll kill it there. So, sorry for the bad video, but I was a little tilted after my previous video got eaten by Magic Arena bugs. So anyway, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get there. I don't want to be pessimistic, but we just don't have a lot of time, and we're going in the wrong direction. We're currently 86%. We were 90% at times today, so not super great in terms of getting to top 1,000, but if you want me to keep making the content, like, comment, subscribe, watch the videos all the way through. It's the best way to help. Tell your friends. See you next time.